So in real estate, there are a lot of percentages that we always look at. And these percentages are sort of like a rule of thumb or ways to give us some guidance as to when we're analyzing. So recently, somebody asked me this question saying, there's a number of ways to estimate annual home maintenance costs. And a common calculation to use for that is a 2 to 4% value of the house. So if you purchase the home for $400,000, then you can expect to set aside 2 to 4% of that $400,000. So that would work out to be about $8,000 to $16,000 each year for the home maintenance. Okay, so the thing that I want to address about this is that is a reasonable percentage to use for home maintenance. Now, the thing to keep in mind with this 2 to 4% is that it does depend on a few things. So one is the age of your home. If you have a newer home, you probably won't need as much repairs in the near coming future. But if you have an older home, then you're going to need more repairs because there's going to be more stuff needing more repair. The other thing to consider is the quality of the materials that is used inside your home when you do the repairs. Not everybody uses the same level of quality, as you know, and so if you're just using sort of mediocre material, you will probably need to replace it sooner than if you used really high-end stuff. The other thing to keep in mind with that is that we, as an individual, we all do not use things the same way. Some people will be harder on usage, right? Like the wear and tear will just be more, especially if you have, let's say, pets or kids. Usually the wear and tear on the countertops and sinks and so forth like that will be higher, especially like dents on the wall. If you love hanging photos, right, then there's going to be a lot more holes in the wall, potentially patchwork and stuff. So that's the other thing to keep in mind, is everybody's wear and tear level is slightly different. The other thing to consider as well is the square footage of your home. So 400,000, let's say in Toronto, doesn't get you the same square footage for 400,000, let's say somewhere in Sault Ste. Marie. Okay, so depending on where you are, the square footage is going to be different for the value of the home that you purchased it for. And then the last consideration as well is the cost of labor to hire somebody to do those repairs for you. A lot of times we just think, okay, well, labor is $20 an hour or $50 an hour. But depending on where you are, finding good quality people to come, contractors to come into your home may be a little bit more expensive than in another area. So that's going to affect how much money you need to set aside for your annual home maintenance costs. So now, the one thing that I want to clarify with this annual home maintenance cost is, we're saying anywhere from 2 to 4%, okay? And that is a good number to use. So now keep in mind that 2 to 4% does not include your property taxes, your insurance, your mortgage payments. So it doesn't include any of that. And it does not include property management. So if you are renting the house out and making rental income from it, usually you would manage it yourself or hire somebody to manage the property for you. So that property management fee is not part of that annual maintenance. Okay, that's a separate number altogether. As well, the utilities, so hydro, gas, propane, any of that, like water charges, those are not part of the annual maintenance fee. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, okay, well then what's included in that manual maintenance fee, right? So now, here's a small list. It's not the entire list, okay, because it really depends on your home. So a couple of things to keep in mind is that you are setting this amount aside every year. And so after a certain point, if you're not fixing the house or doing the repairs, and at some point you're going to have a big reserve, a big chunk of money there. So you may want to look at that percentage as the years go by. Okay, so here's what's part of that list as part of the annual maintenance. Yard work, snow removal, duct cleaning, furnace cleaning, chimney cleaning. So if you have that, any pool cleaning, security. So if you have a security system, you may need to do that. New appliances, the roof, hot water tank, furnace, painting inside and out. So those would be the main ticket items that is usually part of the annual maintenance, preventative maintenance as well is what would go on there. Any plumbing work as well would go part of that. Okay, so now the thing that I would like to also separate out from the annual maintenance or the annual repair is those like big renovations. Like at some point when you decide to gut your house and do a big renovation, that is different from the annual maintenance budget. You may pull from that to help cover for the repairs at one point. And then once you renovate the house, then your maintenance fee, the percentage that you set aside can be a little bit less. Okay, so those are my comments about that 2 to 4% maintenance fee to set aside on a single family rental. Now, keep in mind that if you are doing like a duplex or a triplex or a multifamily, then your maintenance fee actually goes down a little bit because now you've got more units to spread the maintenance costs across. So the maintenance would be higher because there's more units, but the actual cost per unit would actually go down because you've got so many units and you can buy items in bulk, and the turnaround time, the labor costs would be less. Okay, so just a couple of things to consider when you're looking at the annual maintenance fee. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.